The Manuscript of Survival, Part 409. April 4, 2014. You have by now started to prepare yourselves for what lies ahead, for even if you are not consciously aware of it, your innermost being has been waiting for this forever. You see, you knew beforehand what you could expect on this journey, and even if that may seem like too much to comprehend at the moment, you came down into this physical body of yours, this time traveler, to find another well-fitting description for it, well versed in the challenges you would face along the way. You also came in knowing that this would not be merely toil, travail and heartache, for the real reason for your arrival here this time was one of joy and one of elation. And so, this is the real reason that has kept you going through all of the ups and all of the numerous downs, through hardship and despair, and through your darkest hours. For you knew fully well that you did not arrive onto these shores just to suffer, not this time. For you have been here again and again, searching enlightenment in the form of understanding, by seeing what lies on the other scale of the light, and to see just how far from the light it was possible to travel. And, as you all know so well by now, the possibilities are indeed endless. And as you searched high and low, both literally and figuratively through the densities and through the unlit corridors of the human psyche, you found so much knowledge that you carried with you as you left that physical body behind. For this mortal coil, as they say, kept turning around, and every time you came in, you gathered even more information that could be of immense help to all of creation. Remember, this place is for individual and collective accruing of learning that is being held in safekeeping for the betterment of all. In other words, whilst being within a human body on planet Earth, everything you experience will be carefully recorded, and the records will be kept for eternity. And no, not to set up a list that you will be held accounted for, where your so-called good deeds will be carefully sifted to see if they outweigh the so-called bad deeds, and then you will be rewarded accordingly. No, in this, everything carries equal weight, and everything carries the same reward of thankfulness from all there is. You see, what you learn for us all, and so whatever has happened throughout your repeated journey to this planet will be held aloft as a shining example of courage and willingness to go that extra mile in order to accrue the experience no one could have attempted in any other location than on planet Earth. But again, this time it is different, for this time, you will learn the biggest lesson of them all. For this time, you are here to relearn to remember everything, and you are here to remember the greatness that resides within each and every one of you, and you are here to help to bring this knowledge out from the darkest corners of each and every one of your fellow men. For you are here to reignite the light, not only within yourself, but also in everyone around you. For as you start to blaze ever brighter, you will accomplish this seemingly impossible result in everything and everyone around you. Remember, you are not here as preachers and reformers, you are here to be living examples of the light, and that is what you already are, and that is what you already perform to the highest of degree. You see, you seem to think that you must work so hard to save the rest from themselves, but that is not your role. You are here to be a shining example, and then, the rest will follow suit, if they choose to do so. For just like no one could force any one of you to reopen the doors to that great hall of greatness you have within, so too can you not force anyone else to make that same decision to join you in this ever-increasing light. For that is indeed a decision that must be made individually, by every single soul currently inhabiting this planet. For some, the choice will be an easy one, for they can already feel the stirrings of something great and wonderful within, and they will look at you and see their own journey in your loving eyes. While for others, the road will be a longer one, and they will make the choices they will feel is right for them. Whether that will be to exit their current body and re-enter within a physical vehicle more prepared to take on this task of lifting themselves to the light by way of a far more adaptable spark of consciousness carried within them, or if they will choose to linger on in that dark valley of despair they know well, and to them will seem to be the safest place to continue on dwelling in. And so, as the light continue to increase at an ever-increasing speed, so too will these decisions start to manifest in all sorts of ways. So yes, you will see drama playing out on all sides, in the form of elation and wonder, but also in a heightened sense of despair in those amongst your brethren who cannot endure to face this light. And that is why we once again will remind you of your role as way showers as pioneers. For you are here to literally show the way by standing in your light, and by being in the now, and by not letting yourself be tempted to fall into the same cauldron of fear that others will choose to plunge themselves in the time ahead. For remember what we have already told you, as the light increases, the shadows will seem to darken, and this will trigger the last remnants of fear in many a timid mind. So you are here to dampen the fears by simply being in the light, and by keeping up that heartbeat of love that is already beating out a safe and steady rhythm, not only inside each and every one of you, but also within your mother, your home planet, the living embodiment of creation that is carrying you all towards the future. And if you ever doubt your own strength, try to tune into hers, for it is indeed invincible, and it has already started to increase exponentially because of this whole new energetic environment that you are all suspended within. So again we say, hold still and take a pause, the better to tune into your own steady rhythm of light, and then, take some time to do the same with your Mother Earth. For her powerful heartbeat can be felt in all sorts of ways, and even if she may trigger some uncomfortable sensations within all of you as she continues to shift and rearrange herself in preparation for the growth spurt you are all approaching, do not let that fool any of you into thinking that she is doing anything that can be construed as negative. She is merely following her nature of growing towards the light, and now that so much that has been standing in her way and blocking out the light has been removed, she will indeed start to stretch herself as much as she can, the better to allow for the inevitable expansion that comes with this increasing amount of light that is a constant source of replenishment for you all at the moment. And so too will you feel the need to extend yourselves beyond the old limits, and you will do so in all sort of ways. And alongside this expansion also comes challenges in the form of growing pains, temporary imbalance and the odd aches, and a feeling of restriction. But again, these are all just signs of your own growth, and as such something you should try to look upon as signals of success. We know this will be hard to do as some of these aches and pains can be more than unusually hard to digest, but still, they are all signals of your own empowerment, an empowerment caused by this incoming flux of light. And now, that influx will increase steadily, and so, these creaks and groans, these periods of upheaval both internally and externally will become more than noticeable. So again we remind you to take a pause to reconnect to that steady and steadfast harbinger of good times that is already beating within you and within this planet, and know that this beat is the beat of the new, the one that will have you all up on your feet and dancing with joy before you know it. The Constant Companions. Channeled by Asia North. asianorth.wordpress.com